Hello Dumelang and welcome to my channel. I'm Mmamohaureacts, and yeah, this is Mmamohaureacts Unchained. I am back here in the village, and yeah, I've just had lunch and now I'm full. I'm sitting here. I've got some groceries to pack, but yeah, it feels good to be back and take a break from the smell of petrol in Joburg and come back here and just smell the dust a little bit. It's a little bit windy and dusty outside, but yeah, I'm happy to be back. And today we are starting a new vlog, and I hope you are going to sit back and enjoy it. I'm busy cooking up some dinner. What time is it now? It's 11:13. Yeah, it's a Saturday, so I'm cooking up some dinner because I came here last night and all I felt like eating was so I got myself some hard body chicken and I'm busy cooking it up that side so that for dinner it will be ready. And yeah, I can't buy the hard body from Woolies. It just feels wrong. Eating hard body 160 rand, and on top of that you don't even know when it was cooked. Yeah, so I'm cooking it from scratch, and yeah, let me just show you now. Don't mind the fact that I'm cooking on the floor because the cylinder for my gas stove is finished, so now I've just decided to cook it on the stove or on the gas stove on the floor. Yeah, so I'm waiting for the gas cylinder to be delivered, but until then I have no choice but to cook on my small gas stove. It's good to have backup, which is why I should get a backup cylinder for the gas outside. But yeah, I'm going to be here for a few days and I will try and vlog as much as I can while I'm here, which is something that sometimes I struggle to do because when I'm here I just want to relax and enjoy myself. So I'm gonna try and vlog this week and bring you another video very soon, so I hope you enjoy it. Yesterday, my aunt and I opened this bottle. I came here with my aunt yesterday. So yeah, I tried this for the first time and this tastes absolutely amazing. I'm not really a big red wine drinker, but when I drink red wine, I like to drink Merlot, and this tastes amazing. It's very smooth. I don't know much about red wine, but I enjoy drinking this wine. And I think I'm gonna get a couple more bottles just in case I feel like having red wine in the future. Yesterday when I got here, I assembled my Palmer console table that is just behind me. I'll show you just now. That I got from Choreographed when they had their big special. And yeah, I was supposed to fetch it about a month ago when I was here. So now I've got a few things on my table right now because I want to set up the console table behind me. I have different ideas and looks that I have in my mind, and I'm just trying to set up in a way that I'm going to be happy with. I do have different ideas on which direction the look is leaning, but I think I will just figure it out as I go. So yeah, I hope it turns out good. So now I'm just gonna set it up with you. This is how the console table looks right now. It's got drawers, and this is some of the mechanism in here, and then you can just put all your stuff that you keep I initially thought of getting a console that is fully closed, but I felt like it would feel a little bit claustrophobic in this corner. So that's why I finally opted for this one that is open underneath. And I'm going to get a storage basket that's going to fit underneath here to house all the blankets and throws. And currently I have this artwork on the wall that I got last time also from Choreographed. So yeah, let me try and set it up and see what we end up with. For the looks that I will be creating on this console table, all of them I'm going to use this table lamp that I brought from my job back home. In most cases, when we think about lighting our room, we tend to focus on the light that is on the ceilings, and sometimes we forget about, creating moments in your home where you can have lighting to create a different ambience. Things like having table lamps and wall sconces, and also LED lighting under your kitchen counters or in your cabinets are very important in order to create an environment where you not always have light shining down from your downlights and all your pendants, especially in the evenings when you want to come down and from a stressful day. So it's nice to have different areas of lighting in your house that create a different feeling, especially in your bedrooms and also in your living rooms. When you're watching the TV, then you don't want all the harsh bright light. Then you start slowly turning down for the day and calming your nerves and all of those just by changing the lighting in your room. So this is the first look that I came up with for this console table, and for the second look all I did was change up the artwork, and you will see what a difference it makes just by changing up the artwork. The second artwork that I'm using has more of a softer feel and also the calmer colors that I like, and also I think the size of it works better with the length of the console table. So with this one I just change up the artworks, and on the candle holders I put up the candles, and it basically made this feel completely different from the first one, even though I just changed up one thing. For the third look, I'm going with a bit more of a rustic look by using my terracotta pots that I had, and also the ones that I've recently purchased from Choreographed. I'm also adding in candles. I love candles these days. Like if I am sitting in my living room in the evenings, and most times I have basically one light on, and the rest will be the light from the candles. And back in the days I used to buy candles, but I would not switch them on or light them, and now I am taking advantage of the light from the candles and creating an ambience in my home where I can feel calm and relaxed by just changing up the lighting. So yeah, those are the 3 different looks that I managed to come up with when it comes to decorating my console table. You let me know in the comment section which one is your favorite. And for me, my favorite, I will have to say, is the second look. And after I'm done with this video, I'm definitely going to go back and change this whole setup and put back the second look, because I just love the way that it turned out. So yeah, but anywho, it's almost the end of the day, and I was just sitting here thinking that, you know what, I think I've sold a lot of people the idea of coming back to the village. But in as much as I love being here in the village, there are some things that I wish I could change that would make the whole experience of being here in the village even more pleasurable. But the reality of being here in the village is that not everything is perfect. Some of the things that you have to overcome is things such as lack of services. For one, building here, we didn't have water, and we still don't have water supplied to the houses. So it means that you have to now have your own borehole, and that is another expense that you want to consider, because now, as we speak, they have not been having water coming out of the taps that are supplied. Like along the routes, they've made like communal taps where you can fetch water and those type of things. For some people, they haven't had running water for about a month. And if you don't have a borehole in your yard, then it becomes a huge inconvenience when you're staying here in the village. And for us, what we decided to do was, before building, we had to weigh out the options of buying water in order to build our house. And when you consider how much a tank of water would cost you, and considering the size of our house, it would have been just the same amount that we paid to put in a borehole. For us putting in a borehole, I think it cost us less than 30,000, if I'm not mistaken. I'll check that with my husband and just confirm in below. So if you see a number underneath, it means I've changed the number. But it was just under 30,000, because what we did was we drilled the borehole, and then the pressure pump and those kind of things, and what you call filters and all of those, we did them separately. We didn't have them done by the drilling company. Yeah, we've got running water in the house, and that's because we put in a borehole, and we do have filters that filter the water that comes into the house, even though the water that we get from here is not actually that bad tasting or whatever, but you do get a lot of sand and stones and those kind of particles in your water, so it's nice to have filters in your water. Another service that I wish we had is garbage removal. We don't have garbage removal for everybody in the village, but there are people who offer the service. I think you pay like 30 rand a month or something like that, and then they come and collect your garbage like every 2 weeks or something like that, or weekly. I'm not sure of the details of that, but we don't create a lot of rubbish in the house, because there's like literally just one person staying in the house. So we just take our own rubbish and throw it out at the dump site like once a week or something like that. But what I find very annoying is, living here in the village, people are much comfortable just taking a bag of rubbish and coming and throwing it in front of our yard. Even before we built, when we started cleaning out our yard, this yard, because it's on the passage and it's on a corner lot, a lot of people used to throw rubbish in our complex. Like the amount of rubbish that was in this yard when we moved in was amazing. So even after we cleaned up the yard, we put up a little bit of a shed at the back there where we were going to store some of the materials and stuff. People were still coming into our yard and throwing rubbish in here. I kid you not, I don't even understand what goes on in somebody's head when they do that. We've actually had to go and confront a couple of people to address the issue of them throwing rubbish in our house. Now, even with our house finished, we still have people who walk all the way from their houses with bags of rubbish and throw them in front of our house here, in front of our gate, because the stand in front of us is still empty. So people are just comfortable just walking around with rubbish and throwing it in front of people's houses. How you do that, for me, it's just baffling. Like, I remember I had an incident with a guy who was filling up his engine oil at the engine garage in Midrand. And that guy comfortably put down that can of oil on the floor and was about to leave it. And I said to him, sir, there's a bin right behind you. And he looked at me and he said, no, there are people who work here who will pick it up and put it in the bin. And like, he was seriously considering the fact that he's actually creating work by littering. And when he got into his car, I'm sure he told the wife what I said, because all of them just opened their windows and turned around and looked at me. And I said to the wife, like, deal with your husband. Like, what kind of a life are you guys living that you feel comfortable just throwing rubbish in front of people, like in a public space like that? I imagine what your house looks like if you're throwing rubbish in front of people like that in a public space. Like, garbage removal is very necessary in order to keep the environment clean and also to make the place inhabitable and also to attract people to move to the village. But I feel like it's something that we just feel like it's somebody else's problem and we don't deal with it. Anywho, before I continue too far with the rambling about the rubbish, it just annoys me. Right now I'm sitting with boxes there because I feel uncomfortable throwing them out into the landfill. So I'm going to throw them out at the dumping site when I do eventually get a chance to go. But those boxes will stay there at the corner until I get a chance to put them in the car and go throw them out at the rubbish bin outside. So one other thing that you need to consider is in the village is we do not have plumbing. So you have to have septic tank. In our house, we've got 2 septic tanks. One is for all the toilets and showers and baths, all of those empty into one septic tank, and then the washing machine and the dishwasher and all the water from the kitchen goes into a separate septic tank, because considering the size of our house and all the water that we use in here, one septic tank for where it is placed would not have been enough. So we needed 2 septic tanks. So what we decided to do was to separate the two, one for all the stuff from the toilet and one for all the water that we use for the kitchen and stuff. And also with the washing machine, we use a lot of water in the washing machine, so it would definitely fill up the septic tank quite quickly. So that's why that is running into a separate septic tank, unlike and not combined with the toilets and those type of things. So other than that, another inconvenience being here in the village is we don't have any proper shops around here where you can go and buy food like quickly. In order to do that, you have to drive at least 4 kilometers to the nearest shop, right? And to get to the mall, you have to drive at least 15 to 20 kilometers, which can be a good thing if you want to save money. Then you will be going to the shops a whole lot less than you do when you're than when you're in Joburg or something like that, where you have like quick access to your malls and shopping centers. So here there isn't that luxury. So when you come here, you need to plan as to how much you need in your house, that you don't do all the trips going up and down and wasting all the money. But if you ever consider moving to the village, those are the type of things that you need to take to be aware of, and also weigh them out whether they are a hindrance to you moving here in the village, or you can live without those things. And right now we've got load shedding, which is something that is happening now, because when they put in power in the area, they didn't accommodate everyone that is here in the village. So they did it in phases. So people people in areas where they have not allocated power supply have been doing illegal connections, and because of that now the grid is overwhelmed. So now we have to have load shedding every day from 5 to 7. We don't have power, and basically 5 to 7 in the morning and 5 to 7 at night we don't have power because of that. So if that is something that is going to bother you, then you might have to consider putting in a solar system. And because we have no running water in here and we are relying on a borehole system, our borehole, in order to run the pressure pump, you need the electricity. So it means when we're having load shedding, we don't have water. So now you have to have backup of water. You have to have, those kind of things can really annoy you if you're not fully invested in staying in the village. So you really need to take them into consideration when you're moving that. Are you bothered by load shedding? Are you bothered by not having power? And those kind of things. I know my husband said if we didn't have power in the area, there was no way we were going to build here because he's a creature of convenience. But for me, I know it would have bothered me at some point, but I know somehow we would have gotten over that issue. But I just wanted to have a home that I can come home to, knowing that we come to Polokwane a lot, and we just needed our own private space. With Mhau growing up, she needed to have a home where she can be comfortable and those kind of things. And if she wants to go and see my family, she can do that. If she wants to go and see my husband's family, we can do that still. But we are grown. We needed to have our own space, and we come home a lot, so it made sense for us to have a home here in the village. So yeah, it's getting dark now, and I don't have the light my filming light on. So yeah, I hope those things give you a balanced view of being in the village. That is not always moonshine and roses. There are days where you really do think, "Goro, is it really the life that I chose to live here in the village?" But for me, it's really been worth it being here. So I hope it helps you guys. I have really enjoyed making this house into a home, and I am enjoying bringing you guys these videos, and I will definitely be bringing you guys more from the village. And on Saturday I will be doing the draw for the winner of the fitness challenge, so stay tuned for that, and goodbye.